I don't even know if building an 82-0 team is possible in NBA 2K23, but I'm going to give it one last try in this video. I'm running with the Orlando Magic because T-Mac is absolute cheese in the Kobe era, and also I'm doing this in the Kobe era because it's pretty much the easiest era to rebuild in. I basically traded away everybody good on the roster to get a bunch of draft picks, and we're going to tank this season. I made Tracy McGrady not play at all. We won 14 games. That's exactly what I wanted to do because this is the 2003 NBA draft. We only ended up landing the number 3 overall pick, but I worked with the Clippers, who had the number 1 overall pick, put together a trade package that didn't involve my 3rd pick, and landed that top pick, where of course I selected LeBron James. The Utah Jazz had number 2 and they took Melo, and at 3 I ended up taking Dwayne Wade. So we've got Bron, we've got Wade, we've got T-Mac. A great start to the team, if I do say so myself. Then I went ahead and traded away some of the extra picks I had to get some more future draft capital, and I also traded some players on my roster to clear up cap space. Once that was all done, I offered some of the big name free agents, but they didn't want to come to my team. And that was okay because I offered Gilbert Arenas, one of the best players to sign in the Kobe era, and I was able to get him. He'll hit a huge progression this offseason. And then I also offered Carlos Boozer, who's a solid young player, and I was able to land him as well. So we're not going to go 82-0 this year. I feel like that's pretty much a given. But what I'm doing here is I'm setting up the foundation for our rebuild. We've got good young players. We have a star in T-Mac, and we'll be able to build upon that. And at the end of this season, LeBron James was named the Rookie of the Year, and we were actually really good. I mean, nowhere near where I want to be, but I mean, 69 wins is cool. We ended off the season on an 11-game winning streak. We're the number 1 seed. We're going to go ahead and make it all the way to the finals and win an NBA championship. T-Mac gets a ring, so that's cool to see. But this offseason, we got work to do. I'm going to trade for the number 1 overall pick. This is the Dwight Howard draft. I also went out and I got some more draft capital for a couple guys I signed on minimums last offseason. I signed them to 2-year deals so that I could trade them this offseason. Welcome to the team, Dwight Howard. We go ahead and draft him. We didn't have a ton of cap space in free agency, but we had enough to sign Marcus Fizer. He's an 80 overall, just a solid pickup for the squad. Nobody too crazy, but I mean, hey, we need as much depth as we can get. We also saw some of our guys increase in overall this offseason, which is good. We need that. Bron was named the MVP of the league at the end of the year. Jameer Nelson won Rookie of the Year over Dwight Howard, which is kind of crazy, but maybe it's just because we have so many stars. But that star power is paying off. We're getting close to that 82-0, 77 wins on the season, but that's not close enough. I mean, 77 wins is great, but cracking that 80 win mark is really where we want to be. And of course, ultimately, we want to go 82-0, but we should have an easy path to the finals. We actually went 7 with the Bucks, but we did win the chip. And again, you guys know the drill. We're going to go get the number 1 overall pick. We want Chris Paul. He can be a good backup point guard for Gilbert Arenas, so we're going to go ahead and draft him. Drafting Chris Paul to be your backup is crazy, but if you want to go 82-0, those are the type of things you have to do. This offseason, I did have a little bit of like a mid-level exception to work with, so I signed Earl Jenkins. He's a player who's like a G League guy. He's pretty good in the Sims, so went ahead and signed him to a deal. But overall, the team looks solid, but not good enough. We lose on the 9th game of the season, so we've got some more work to do, but there's a big KD draft coming up in 2007, so hopefully we'll be able to get KD, or we will get KD, man. If you want to do something in 2K, you can realistically pretty much do it. Shout out Nick A30, never give up, never back down, man. But hopefully we can go ahead and get ourselves an NBA championship this year. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just like a cool little side quest, so hopefully we can go out and do that. We're going to go ahead and sweep the Cavs in the first round, beat the Pacers. Yep, we go ahead and win an NBA championship, but we got more work to do in the offseason, of course. This year, we're actually not going to go ahead and get that first pick because the draft was trash. I went ahead and traded for some more picks. Also signed Marcus Camby to a deal, 82 overall big, and he didn't even end up regressing even though he's 32. So I feel like he was a solid pickup. Chris Paul is getting better. A lot of our guys are getting better in the offseason. So of course that's great to see. The squad is really starting to fill out well, and hopefully we can get close to that 82-0. We were really close last season, but maybe we can crack 80 wins this year And maybe Doc Rivers is the problem. Look at his stats. He's trash. He has no stars. He's got potential, but nothing else. He's terrible. So we're going to go ahead and sign Rick Swift to a deal. And also, if you want to really swiftly click that subscribe button, you can. And also, we swiftly lost our 3rd game of the season. So they're absolutely trash, man. Trash, bro. We won 80 games, but we lost on the 3rd game? We won 75 games in a row? Like, bro, how are we going to blow it so early in the season? A 75-game win streak. It's ridiculous, man. 75 is crazy. We even swept the whole playoffs. So we won, what, like 75 plus 16, 91 games in a row, man. We're getting so close. And maybe Kevin Wayne Durant can be the missing piece to our championship puzzle. We're going to go ahead and draft KD to the team. Now, this is actually a big offseason. We got to be sure that we get Gilbert Arenas back on the squad, and we will. Also, Bron and D Wade are restricted free agents. That's not too big of a deal. We'll just go ahead and match the offers for them. We get Gilbert back. We get all our guys back, which is good. I also signed Aiden Durman-Echo to a contract, and Chris Paul is up to a 93 overall. So the squad is stacked. We have 3 90-plus, or 3, bro, math is tough. We have 5 90-plus players, and we also don't really have a good backup, too, so I went out, I traded for Danny Granger, and this season, we were going crazy, 35-0, but we end up losing on game 37 of the season, man. We're just getting cooked. 80-2, once again. LeBron James, MVP of the league, whoop-de-doop. Bro, Rick Swift, can you just coach a little harder, please? We need to win just 2 more games, and we'll complete this challenge. But that's the 2K cheese, man. That's the problem with it. It may seem like we're so close, but really, we're so far. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and offer T-Mac back to the team. Dwight Howard's restricted, so we'll match his offer. It looks like T-Mac will be coming back to the squad. Dwight gets an offer from the Lakers. We're going to match that. And we actually end up getting cooked. Tracy McGrady. We don't have enough money to bring him back. The CPU would rather bring back Dwight Howard over T-Mac, which is stupid. But I traded a few players, cleared up the room, and we were okay. We ended up getting Tracy McGrady back. Man, I would have been so mad if we lost out on him. But he's back on the squad. I'm also going to look at Earl Jenkins' trade so we can get JJ Redick. We ended up losing Danny Granger, who ran some 2 for us. And the season was going really well. We were 40-0, but guess what? The Washington Wizards spoiled it. So you tell me, man, is this roster really going to lose a single basketball game? You're talking about Kevin Durant being like the 7th man. Bron wins MVP again. Yippee, throw a parade, man. Imagine being on this team. Like, it'd probably get boring. You're just running the entire league. The NBA ratings would probably be trash just because, like, I mean, you know who's going to win the championship each and every year. We went to 7 with Washington, but oh, Washington, of course, they're the team that beat us earlier in the season. This year is the Steph Curry draft, but I'm also going to get Dwight Howard off my team. He's been like all mad and stuff. His morale's been low. Get him off my basketball team. He almost made me lose Tracy McGrady. And we're also going to go trade for the #1 overall pick. Yeah, you know, casual stuff. We're going to go draft Steph Curry. Whoop-de-doop, man. Maybe he can be the missing piece. Probably not. And we're also going to re-sign Chris Paul back onto the squad. And that's pretty much all we need to do for the offseason. The roster just looks ridiculous. This is going to be our last attempt at it. We have some players who are going to become free agents in the future. And quite frankly, I am tired of 2K frustrating me so much because I'm getting so close and then, you know, I just end up getting cooked at the very last second. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year and we can go ahead and go 82-0. But nah, of course not. We lose by 7 points to the Memphis Grizzlies. And guess who beat us? We got beat by a 37-year-old Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, man, I'm ending the video. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, you know, all the YouTube stuff.